Greetings, earthlings, and welcome back. My name is Casey. If you are new here, I've been trying, as a lot of you guys know, to declutter and organize my office, my makeup room, and I realized, I'm like, oh my gosh, you have a lot of Laura Mercier products. You should do a full face. And so here we are. I already moisturized my skin and I already did my brows. I do not have any Laura Mercier brow products. I love all of Laura Mercier's packaging. I feel like it's very simple, aesthetically pleasing. I love her packaging. I actually watched a couple interviews of Laura Mercier. I'm a very curious person, so I was like, who is Laura Mercier?
I'm bothered when I see a woman where I'm trying to see what she looked like before. You know, and well, it happens a lot.
What does she look like?
Okay, I'm a makeup artist, so I don't have one look, and I certainly don't think that my look would go on everyone.
How did she start her company?
I never wanted to be a makeup artist. That's how I started. I wanted to be a painter, but I didn't want to be a starving artist. So that led me to study aesthetic, which I love.
How long has the brand been around for? Like, I have questions, you know? First, I'm going to start out by using the Laura Mercier Flawless Skin Infusion de Rose Nourishing Oil. I've used this a few times. I absolutely love this stuff. Oh my gosh, it feels so nice. I like that. My skin needs all of the hydration it can get right now. I'm so used to having oily skin that it's really weird when my skin gets dry, because I never really experienced that. It's always been like problematically oily, you know, so problematically oily, problematic. My oil's been a problem in the past. I love this oil because it's so lightweight. I don't know if you can get a sample of it, because I want you guys to try it so bad because it's so beautiful. I've tried so many facial oils, and this is my favorite facial oil that I've ever used. I'm going to let that sit for about 10 minutes because I really want that to soak into my skin. And so yeah, I'm gonna wait 10 minutes and then we will continue. I need you in my life. You know, like I love you. All right, moving on, I'm going to go in with some primer now. I feel like I could just go right in to foundation, but I really want to use the Laura Mercier products that I have. So I'm gonna use the Foundation Primer Hydrating. And I'm just gonna put that like in the center of my face. It's pretty warm outside, so when I stepped out right now, I feel like I turned bright red. I do like to wait like 5 minutes for the primer to like dry down, I guess. My skin feels very, like I still have product sitting on top of it, so I'm gonna let that do its thing, and then we're gonna go in with foundation. I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Foundation. It stays put, medium to full coverage. Took a pump to the back of my hand. I'm gonna use my finger to dot this on. I'm actually gonna use my fingers to blend this in today. It's so funny because every time I use my fingers like in a makeup tutorial, there's always like a few comments of people freaking out about like, oh my god, you use your finger, that's what foundation brush is for, or blah blah blah. And I'm like your fingers are your best tools. What are you talking about? If you want a fuller coverage, I would say use a beauty blender or a foundation brush. Personally, this foundation in particular, I like using with my fingers. I feel like it just makes the pores look better. I feel like it, I don't know, it just looks better. And then I have foundations that I don't like applying with my fingers, you know, just comes down to like playing with your products, you know, trying foundation with a classic foundation brush, applying, you know, a foundation with a stippling brush, and just kind of playing around with different tools. Your fingers are your tools. And this is in the shade 1C1 Shell, and I feel like that color is so perfect. I love it. I am going to go in with some concealer. This is the Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer in the shade 1C. I'm going to take this right under my eye area, and then I'm also going to come down here. So I'm kind of doing the whole triangle thing. People keep asking, I thought you said you're gonna stop getting lip filler. And I'm like, I haven't had my lips filled in over a year, easy. What had happened was, one of the times when I got lip filler, she put, and it's not to the place that I go to now, but the very, very first place I ever went to, they put Volume, which can last a few years. Like the other day when I had my facial, I'm using my beauty blender to blend out the concealer. When I went for a facial, we actually dissolved more filler. And so I feel like
I'm bothered.
my lips have gone down even more. Okay, this concealer, you guys, I don't know that I've heard anyone, I can't talk right now, hold on. If you have not tried this concealer and you're looking for a new concealer, I don't want to encourage you guys to buy shit you don't need, but if you are looking for a new concealer, this one is amazing. I've been using this concealer non-stop. When I run out, I'm running to the store to buy another one. This concealer, the finish is like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a satin, like a fatten. Oh my god. It's a satin finish. This concealer sits so beautifully on the skin. I love it so much. And it's like not matte, it's not dewy, it's just like this beautiful satin skin-like finish, and I love it so much. Really, really good concealer. Highly recommend. Okay, so moving on to powder. I have two, slow down Casey. I have two Laura Mercier powders that I'm going to be using today. I'm going to use the translucent loose setting powder, and this is just the regular loose setting powder. And then I have the universal invisible loose setting powder. I'm 33, I cannot be baking like I used to. The older I get, the more I realize it just doesn't look good anymore. I have little tiny fine lines under my eyes, so I have to be very, very careful. I am going to pick a little bit of this up with, one thing about loose powders is they're just messy. All of them are messy. I love them, but they're messy, kind of like me. All right, so, oh my god, that's what I get for talking shit.
I'm bothered.
Take a brush. This is my Laura Mercier cheek color brush, and I'm gonna use that to set under my eyes. So when I pick up this powder, I'm literally like picking it up and then I'm tapping off the excess, like a lot. Like
A lot.
I barely want any powder on this brush. So I'm gonna look up and I'm gonna tap that right under my eye. And that is going to lock that concealer in. Now I'm gonna do the same thing, pick up more product, get a lot of the excess off, and then tap. I'm not swiping, I'm not making circular motions, I'm literally like tapping. Pressing, press. Ow. Now the powder for my whole entire face is different. To me, it's worth having the 2 different steps because it makes such a huge difference. So to set the rest of my face, I'm going to use the translucent loose setting powder. Now this says translucent, but it has some color to it. So again, product in the lid, swirl, brush around. Ow, I just bit my tongue. Oh, this is the MAC. I think this is like a holiday brush. I don't know, but I love this brush for powder. It's like tapered and so soft and like fluffy. Perfect for face powder. So I'm just going to start with my neck. Chin. And I'm not rubbing, not like rubbing the powder on, I'm just tapping it all over. And I just find that my base, my foundation, concealer, all of that stays nice and clean, undisturbed. Just what we want. Next, I'm going to put some color back into my face. I just received this in PR. This is the La Palette Naturelle Face and Cheek Palette. Am I getting it? So I'm gonna take this shade right here to contour, bronze, warm up the face, and my MAC 109 brush. I wish I had all Laura Mercier brushes to use. That would be kind of cool, but I only have a couple Laura Mercier brushes. And actually, they're some of my favorite brushes. Now I want to carve. I feel like I never wear my hair like this because I've always hated my ears. But the older I get, the more I'm embracing all of my... Okay. So I'm gonna... You know the drill. And I'm gonna tap this into the skin. Take this to the sides of my forehead, kind of pushing it back into the hairline. Someone remind me to wash this brush, please. This bronzer is so beautiful. It melts into the skin. I'm also going to slim that chin down. So I'm going to take the shade Guava and I'm going to use the Laura Mercier cheek brush. I would purchase this blush just on its own because I love it so much. Alright, I'm going to go back into the palette. I'm going to go in with the Gold Radiance. I'm using a large eyeshadow crease brush to apply my highlight. I just like the way it fits this area. I'm gonna take that. Oh my god, this highlight is so beautiful. Then I'm gonna pick some up on my finger, the tip of my finger, any finger, and I'm gonna tap the tip of my nose and go up. And take this onto the bridge on my nose. I don't think I'm gonna contour my nose today. I don't think I'm gonna do anything to my nose. Now I don't have any Laura Mercier eyeshadows, but I do have these Caviar sticks. I'm gonna take the Caviar stick in the shade Cashmere and I'm going to pop that onto my lid, my lower lid. They are very long wearing and they're easy to blend, but after they dry down, they are locked into place. And then I'm going to use my ring finger to blend that out. And I'm blending it up into the crease, like dragging it with my finger. And this is a beautiful, like dusty matte, really soft dusty pink. So pretty. Next, I'm going to take the shade Beam and I'm going to pop that into my inner corners. This shade is so beautiful. I'm going to take the same shade I used to highlight on a little small concealer brush and I'm going to pop that over Beam. I'm also going to take that to the brow bone. To highlight the brow bone. So pretty, oh my gosh. Next, I'm gonna take the shade Brush, smudge this onto my lower lash line. I'm going to use my Laura Mercier eyelash curler and curl my lashes, and then I'm going to go in with mascara. I was gonna go in with some liquid liner, but I think that I like this look with no liner. I've been skipping liner a lot lately and it's really weird because I love liner, but lately for certain looks I feel like I don't need it. I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier Caviar Volume mascara. I've used this mascara quite a few times. It makes the lashes look phenomenal. So I kind of like the way it looks without bottom lash mascara, so I'm gonna skip it. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Laura Mercier Longwear Lip Liner pencil in Hazelnut Tea. This is such a beautiful, like your lip color, but better lip pencil. Then I'm gonna go in with NU PREFERE lipstick. I feel like Laura Mercier as a brand and as an aesthetic is definitely more of a natural-ish vibe. I love Laura Mercier products. I love everything. It's one of my favorite brands. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video.
I enjoyed every minute of it.
If you did, give me a thumbs up. It shows me that you care. And until next time.